Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning into another video. This is another comparison video like I did on my last video. Hopefully you guys saw that. And it just so happens I've recently acquired another watch which I think I can compare to one of the homages that I have, or one of the Chinese brands. So without further ado, you know the concept of the video, so let's get to it. So I actually want to compare the SteelDive 6105 homage to this lovely thing just on the left of the screen, sorry, to a Turtle, Seiko SRP. I think it's a 777, but you can also, it's also known by 4R3605H0. This one, albeit is a special edition, Save the Ocean, and I just got this quite recently. Comparison side, yes, I do want to try compare two very similar watches in terms of specification. Obviously you can get the Seiko 6105, the actual Captain with it, but I'm not going to spend near enough $1,000 to get that watch. So the comparison on this, I'm not going to measure anything because the cases are different, and I want to do the similar thing that I did with the Proxima versus the Sumo. Is I just want to compare the quality. There are some similarities between, so let's move on to that. First thing, let's move on to the movement, which is exactly the same. Only difference is you can see one has a date function and the other doesn't, so that's the difference between NH35 or 4R35 and a 4R36. Okay, so let's go in. Both are 200 meters. This is a Prospex model, Save the Ocean, like I mentioned. Just on that topic, just want to add the 200 meters. Obviously, the thing with the Seiko, they are ISO certified, the Prospex line. Now, having said that, yes, it's certified. However, if you just use a bit of common sense, we look at these watches now, they're not ISO certified. However, you know, they've got screw down crowns and, you know, they've got secure bezels and case backs. So, you know, I think it's a safe bet to assume that it would do the same thing that this can. So that being said, let's look at the dial. So the difference being, instantly, you've got obviously a different style of dial, whereas the Seiko beats the SteelDive in this. SteelDive don't have that many color options. The 6105 versions in the Heimdallr and the San Martin have a lot more versions. Obviously there's chapter ring on the left, no chapter ring on this, and the indices, they are circular and these are obviously rectangular. This is what I was mentioning here, where you see the date window. It's a beveled edge, there's like a window around it. I like that. There's nothing much on this one, just sort of adds a premium touch for me. Anyway, hands, you know, there's nothing much to say on the hands. You got different hands. This obviously looks more vintage, being the 6105 homage, and this is a bit more modern. I got this on a rubber diver strap, and those of you that follow my videos know I hate those, so I put this on a silicone strap that I had. I would like to get this in stainless steel strap. I love that. The Turtle do have one of the best bracelets going, and you know, with this one, the bracelet wasn't all that. So let's move on to just the quality side of it and the workmanship. So you can see this is a very rounded case. Even the line here, there's absolutely no edge to it. High polish, and the brushing is circular. And on this, similar situation, but you can see, so there is a slight difference again in the brushing, which you can't really tell on the camera, but to the naked eye you can see that clearly. take this off. So moving around, the Seikos do come in a variety of special editions, the Turtle especially, which gives you the different color options. Okay. So the dial, purely subjective. I love this dial as well, and I love this dial. Moving on to the crown, there's nothing on either crown, no signed crown. Knurling is, obviously they're slightly different, but pretty much similar. I like what they've done here with the case, where they've gone in there. Okay, so just material specification, sapphire glass, hard legs. As I mentioned, it's probably they've done it for practicality's sake rather than saving money, because again, when you're diving, the hard legs will crack if it's been subjected to an impact, whereas the SteelDive, being sapphire, will shatter. You've got a normal, I think it's aluminium bezel, but you've got a ceramic. At least they should have included ceramic to make it scratch resistant. So coin edge bezel and your standard turtle bezel. So moving on to the bezel, it is smooth. Don't really like how it sounds, and they've got this bit of back place so it doesn't click right onto the line. Again, this is just common with Seikos. So, you know, price point again with the special edition, you're looking at around the £400 mark on a brand new, and we know with the SteelDive, you're looking about a quarter off that, exactly a quarter. So bezel on this, it is a tinnier, sort of a tinny sound on the click, but the tightness of it is absolutely amazing. And this is another one, again, I don't know how, you know, China have managed to do it, whereas Seiko just can't seem to get the bezel right. And I think that's the feeling across most people that buy Seikos. The finishing, I can't see any difference in the finishing apart from the brushing that I mentioned. Again, very high quality machining. This has drilled lugs, and this one doesn't have drilled lugs. Case back. So this is the standard Seiko. I think it's laser etched over here, and the Seiko logo at the back. And again, from the SteelDive, a very clean cut logo. No sharpness. You know, again, this just reinforces the point. You know, it's done to a very high standard. These are high quality watches. There's no reason to doubt that. But the reason for doing my previous video and this is sort of comparing against a known benchmark. For the people out there that still aren't sure, you know, this is what you see here. Give you a wrist shot on with the turtle. Now, regarding the turtle, when I first saw it, and this happened with me on a few Seikos, I thought it was ugly, to be quite frank. I thought it was actually quite hideous, and you know, I didn't really like it. But the first one I bought was a paddy variant, and I don't like the paddy combination. I think it's you can't really wear it with much, but as soon as I put it on, I fully changed my opinion. I mean, you do look at it in the flesh, it is a lot better, and it sits very comfortably because it is quite a wide case. So it gives you, it sits really nice on the wrist. And same with the SteelDive. I'll just give you a quick measurement on the Turtle. Comes in at about 45. So on this, yeah, I don't think that there's anything else for me to mention on this. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. So this is a very quick comparison. I will mention a couple of points actually on the specification, which, you know, if you want to give this the specifications of the SteelDive, it's going to set you back another 60 to 80 quid. And I think, you know, if you're not too bothered about brands, if you take the snobbery out the way, you would get this 9 out of 10 times. Absolutely, a lot of watch for the money. And when it comes to the China watches, I think there's a clear difference between your watches that are around the 50 to, let's say, 70, 80 pound mark. And I do believe the next level up is where the SteelDive, Heimdallers and Proximas sit, which is between the 100 and like 180 pound mark. Personally, I wouldn't pay more than 180 on any of these Chinese watches, because that's when, well, none of them cost more than that unless they're doing something totally crazy, or they're using actually Swiss movements, or, you know, they're using exotic materials like titanium, or, you know, because other than that, they are all the same. You know, the clear difference you see in the homages between the two price brackets, from my experience, is the overall quality is just a lot better. What you'll find is slight problems with the crowns. The bezel's not as good in the lower price bracket. Again, but spec wise, they give you a lot. You know, you get the Sapphire and the NH35, whereas going up onto the second tier, it is a lot more refined, as you can tell through the videos. So that's me done. Subscribe. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and don't forget to like. Thank you for watching.